Hi, my name is Captain Larry Conley. I want to take the next 3 to 5 minutes to talk about residential house fires. I want to explain why people die in residential house fires and how to prevent them in the future. I want to recommend some appropriate evacuation measures that can be taken and identify some of the factors that affect the decision making and cue recognition processes in determining the exit selection. So, the facts of the matter is that 90% of the homes in the United States have at least one smoke detector. What we're finding out is that the biggest problem is human behavior, and that comes from fire prevention and how to react when it comes to the emergency. The smoke detector can't properly function if it's disabled, improperly installed, or there's irregular testing or battery replacement with that smoke detector. What we're finding out is continued education and the citizens' personal responsibility. These are the things that can dramatically save lives when it comes to house fires. Some of the things I might recommend is that when you're a family, or depending on what your family makeup is, especially if you have young kids, is to do some pre-planning before the emergency. And this way everyone has a muscle memory on how to properly react when it comes to an emergency such as a residential house fire. You might want to practice what we call EDIF, exit drills in the home, with the family on a regular basis to train their muscle memory on egress. Also, schedule times at least twice a year. Spring and the fall, a lot of fire departments have programs that are geared towards spring forward and changing batteries and checking smoke detectors, and fall back when in the fall to do the same thing. And so this is a great time to check batteries and detectors and change them out if necessary. Another thing you might want is to have a family meeting, and family meetings can be boring if you're just talking about it, but maybe find some videos or something that can keep everyone's attention and really work on that cognitive memory of trying to figure out what to do in case of an emergency. Another thing that's a great recommendation is maybe have a map that displays the egress system that you have for your household. And with that egress system, everybody is trained on which is the quickest way to egress the residence and the meeting place outside. And this is another way that can kind of train human behavior when it comes to the reaction of a residential fire. There needs to be more concentration on human reaction when it comes to fire alarms and emergency egress. Occupants tend to downplay the sounds of the alarm and therefore not take the escape seriously. We see that a lot when it comes to when we do checks on residential alarms. And then a lot of times if they're near showers or near kitchens and the alarm becomes a nuisance, they tend to disable the alarm because they get tired of hearing it. Or they get so used to the alarm that it beeping and chirping that they don't react to it. So, of course, when there's an emergency, with them being used to it being a chirp or something like that, they won't react as fast as they should. So, perhaps a better notification system is needed. Some recommendations that voice recognition is better. Maybe the voice telling you that it's time to react and it's time to get out, because the normal human cues has gotten so used to the beep or so used to the smoke alarm that they don't react as quick as they can for a successful egress. And this is why people continue to die in house fires, even though smoke detectors are prominent in most homes. In commercial gatherings, they say that maybe a recommendation is voice also, but also have the voice in concert with doors opening to show that the best way to egress and human behavior will follow that path in order to make sure that they get out on time and in time not to perish like so many tragedies we've heard throughout the United States. So in conclusion, Smoke detectors save lives, but not enough considering what they're designed for. And human behavior is the major flaw in completing the cycle of the early warning system. So if we plan to find ways to change human behavior in prevention and egress, then we can possibly save more lives. It makes no sense that we have an abundance of smoke detectors, more people are educated on smoke detectors, but we still have a lot of tragedy when it comes to loss of lives in residential fires, especially. So that ends the PSA, and if you have any questions, be sure to reach out to me, and we can get you more information on preventing house fires and working on changing human behavior when it comes to house fires.